This is your Friday Night Lights podcast show.
Yo, checking in one time for your mind. Stay tuned for your Friday Night Lights every Monday and Wednesday night.
This is your Friday Night Lights podcast show.
I have to go see a man about a minute.
And you better not lose.
Good evening, everyone. How are we tonight?
What's going on, babe?
We are good. That was quick, fast. I ain't even get me. La 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 la.
Oh yeah, maybe that'll be the outro. But
Yeah, for sure.
to everyone in podcast land, welcome back. It's another Wednesday. We are here to give you the goods on high school football in the state of Georgia. Hello, Tick. Welcome. Good to hear from you, Rev. Should I say Pastor?
What's going on, Miss Kira? How we doing today?
Hey guys, I'm here. I got a little migraine, but I'm okay. How y'all doing?
A little migraine. I'm so sorry.
I ain't never heard of a little migraine.
Me either. Well, you talk if you want to, but other than that, you can just sit back and look pretty, okay? We got you.
Okay, I'm here.
All right. You might want to tug it a little bit to the left, though. Tug it just a little bit to the left. We good.
What are you talking about?
Don't worry about it. It'll hit her later on. What are you talking about? Tug it to the left a little bit. All right, but anyway, man. So today we are going to talk about the top 20 recruits for the class of 2023. I'm sorry, class of 2024 in the state of Georgia. That's going to be one of our topics for discussion tonight. And then I personally have a question for the panel and for the audience that was posted on the page today for an article from the AJC, which as states, let me make sure I get this correct. I don't want to say this wrong. The headline reads, at issue, has the win now mentality arrived for Georgia's high school football coaches?
I need to go back and read that. I saw it, but I hadn't had a chance to read
it. For me personally, it's not. I read most of it. I just didn't go through the coaches' quotes, but it is a good discussion. I will say that. So, question is, panel, what y'all want to jump in first? The top 20 recruits in the class of 2024, or go ahead and talk about this win now mentality among coaches in Georgia high school football?
It's on you, Mike. Whatever you want to do.
All right. Well, top 20 is going to be the top 20 discussion. That's going to involve the fans. So for the time being, let's go and get this article out of the way. Win now. Me personally, I do feel like for certain schools in certain areas that there is and has always been, or they have just now starting to form that win now mentality. Meaning, if the coach ain't performing, he gone.
No, let's give him a chance to build this program, any of that.
Nope. It's starting to get like college football. You bring in a big name coach, you give him 2-3 years. If he ain't produced, then he gone. I mean, that's basically what it's starting to get like, at least in Georgia anyway.
So what do you think about that?
For certain schools, I can understand it. For your Valdosta, your Lowndes, for majority of your South schools, where winning was a known tradition back in the 70s, 80s, early 90s, I can understand it. But now, and again, y'all know my mentality, the North catching up with the South and surpassing the South now with more talent up north than down south. Now that mentality is shifting up north.
Well, real quick, got a question for you. with you saying that it's that win now mentality now, do you think that's because of fans? Do you think it's because of perception? Do you think it's because of the AD? Or my personal best, I think it's because of these new booster clubs and things like that. I think it's just like the college ranking, like you said. I think it's more so of booster clubs and things like that that are putting this kind of pressure on these high school coaches.
Me personally, I think it's a combination of all. This is why I say this. When you talk about the community, let's look at who's in the community. Well, yeah, let's look at who's in the community. Right now, in a lot of these small South Georgia towns, in the community are those former players with their kids now coming up or have already went through. Kind of like the Friday Night Lights movie thing, right? You know, these parents, dads, uncles, cousins won championships down here. All right, you got to bring that tradition back. You got to get a ring. That type of pressure is being put on the program from there. Booster Club. We know the Booster Club, if we're going to raise this money, all this money for you in this program, we expect to see results. If we're not seeing results, we'll go find somebody else that can get us those results. ADs. And now, when we speak of ADs, that's primarily focused on South Georgia. Football in a lot of South Georgia towns creates the economy for other, just like in college, creates that money for other high school programs to feed off of. In order to maximize your money, you want your team, your football program to run deep into playoffs, win state championships so they can get that money into the athletic department to help fund other programs. You brought up another aspect. You said community, booster club, AD, and what else you said?
He's just those three. He said that.
Yeah, those are the ones that I spoke on.
So
Yeah.
let me ask you this. Depending on the community, I mean, there can be a lot of community outcry, but I think it comes down to how much power that community has, because people can moan and groan and complain for years, but if they're still coming to the games and they don't see a drop off in revenue, you can complain till the cows come home. It's not going to make a difference. So I think it depends a lot on who in the community is doing the complaining, because it kind of comes down to, I mean, money rules the world, cash rules everything around me.
Crazy.
Dollar bill, y'all.
That's
but yeah,
right.
yeah, I'm with you on that. Totally agree with you on that. But it's gonna be that it's somebody. Well, that's why I say
it's a combination. It can be a combination.
Yeah, it's a combination. Because the pressure is coming from somewhere. It's just a matter in certain communities. The pressure is coming from the booster club. In some communities, it could be coming from the parents. Some communities, it could be coming from the community overall.
Because ultimately, the AD, like you said, the AD wants to keep his job. So, if the parents are getting pushback or giving the superintendent, whoever, the principal, the administration, I'll say it like that, giving them pushback, they don't want to be a casualty of a coach that's not performing up to what they think. How long, let me ask this, how long do you think a new coach should get before they get the boot?
In high school?
Win now mentality. Yes, in high school.
Me personally, I would say 4 to 6 years.
You got to give them a class. You got to give them at least a class. And 4 years. And
that's why I say 4 to 6 years to give them a class. And me personally, I prefer 6 years to allow them to groom that class in the middle school
Mm-hmm.
to come up through high school.
I think that's reasonable. I
But like
honestly don't think 3 years is enough time for anybody. You know.
facts. But that's just my opinion. You know, I don't expect everybody to agree with it. But that's just how I see it.
So, podcast land, y'all not commenting tonight. Come on, tell us where you are, where you're from. Check in. Tell us hello.
So just so
Okay.
everyone understands, so just so everyone knows what we're talking about, this is what we're talking about right now.
Has the win now mentality arrived for Georgia's high school football coaches? Facebook user, I don't know your name. You're just coming up as Facebook user, so I don't know who it is. But what they're saying is parents, boosters, former players, and the powers that be all play a part in that mindset. It's not as prevalent here in Middle Georgia as it is in others. Most of the times here, it is the reverse. We get stuck with underperforming coaches because athletics except maybe in Houston and Peach County. Mm-hmm. I'm with it. I get it. You're right. Whoever you are, Facebook user.
Good point, Facebook user, and they make a lot of sense on that. And I can understand what they're saying about, sports being such a big thing in these areas. Athletics, period. But like I said, my thing about boosters are,
No, that's
that's
Mr. Odom.
Yeah, Mr. Otis. That's what it was. I was gonna wait for you to finish and say that.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
I've just seen so many boosters who have this "I control the program" mentality, and it starts with the college programs and trickle down into high school. You know what I mean? Boosters actually think they control the ADs, the coaches. You know what I mean? All of that. So I've seen some boosters with that mindset, and I think they are the ones that generate or create more of the problem. Now, I think the ultimate decision comes down to the AD to make that decision, but I think the AD is the type that I want to win, I want to keep my job, and they're forcing my hand, so this is my decision.
Mm-hmm. I mean, because if you and it is, and when they don't have control, they act up. Look at what's Buddy's name down there in at Valdosta? Nub.
You talking about Nubs down there?
Yeah, Nub. I'm talking about Nub.
Yeah, Nubs cut a fool.
I mean, because he lost control. He didn't get what he wanted, and he just blew it up. And a lot of kids lost their senior year because of him. What's up, Wody? Hi, Mr. Hill. What are you laughing at, Antoine? So there's a question, Mike. And
Okay.
how are coaches supposed to combat that?
Standing their ground.
You can't.
Standing there.
You can't.
In some areas you can't. In some areas you can. It all depends on where you're at. I'm gonna put it like that. Because the coaches knew what they were getting into when they take certain jobs. They just know certain schools, you got certain expectations.
Christopher Sloan, welcome, Christopher. He says, I think it's more in 7A and 6A than the lower division.
I disagree.
Well, I know, Thirst, that you just said stand their grounds and all of this. You know what you're getting into, type thing. But I mean, let's just go to the NFL for a quick second, and let's talk about man, I would have called his name if I would think about this. The coach of the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, the young kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not Salah, not the one they got now. Oh, not Salah, but not the one they got. Brian Flores.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Tito.
Brian Flores was ultimately let go because he went tank. And tanking was supposedly be their way of, we want to take this draft pick, we want this person and type thing. They kind of used him as just a little fill in to get to a coach that they felt they actually wanted and things like that. Like
hmm
if a coach stand his ground or a coach know the program, just give a historical program as Valdosta in the South. You know, you hired Felton to come in there. We know the expectation of a coach at Valdosta, Title Town, most high school titles in the nation and all of this stuff. We know this. But if Felton is not given the opportunity, so they move on away from Felton, what's standing his ground going to do? Because guess what? All they're going to do is bring in the next coach. And if he don't succeed to their expectation, he's gone. And it's a coaching carousel. Majority of these coaches they're hiring are coaches that don't failed out somewhere else. You know what I mean? So I don't see anything that the coaches can do. It's the girl that was on Fox that time with LeBron James, shut up and dribble type mentality. That's basically what it is. Shut up and coach. Laura Ingram. Shut up and coach. And if we are upset with you, you're gone. Find another job. Like, I don't think standing their ground will do anything, because also when you think about the number of African-American coaches who haven't been given the opportunity in the state of Georgia, coaches pull together for that all the time. They have so many programs and things that these coaches join and try to fight for, but it's still to a deaf ear. So that's why I don't think there's nothing they can do about it.
Before I read the comment on the screen, I want to highlight what Jeffrey Murray said. He said, I wholeheartedly agree with that comment. A lot of schools in South Georgia aren't fully invested into athletics. These ADs and superintendents are happy with their $100,000 salaries. And I agree too. I agree with that. You think about some of these smaller schools, and they don't really have a big pool to choose. If they're in a poor county, they don't have a lot of resources to pull from, but the AD has their masters, they have their specialist degree, they have their PhDs, and so they're making hundreds of thousands. They're making close to, if not over, $100,000, and there's really not a whole lot they can do anyway. So they're not as major. They're not as invested. More often not, because they just don't have the athletes to put into it, you know. So Facebook user, I don't know your name, but does it help if the coach is a product of the school/community?
I don't think so, to be honest, because let's be real. Just here in Middle Georgia, I know 1, 2, 3. I'm just going around the state in my head real quick. I know 3 coaches that are products of the high school that they're coaching at right now. And I say that to say, because majority of the coaches that are hired, and I know it's big in Peach County. I speak on Peach because I'm more familiar with that program than anything else in the state. Majority of these kids that come back from college and want to enter into the coaching world come back to the school that produced them and look for work at that school. And a lot of them get on as assistants and things like that, but they don't get that. They don't get the opportunity to get the advances throughout that system under a coach that wasn't at that school or wasn't a product of that school. Now, the 3 that I'm speaking of, that I'm thinking of right now in my head, all have came back to their respective schools within the last 3 years now. So I don't think it really helped if they are a product. I think they still look for the same win now or get the heck on type mentality. And again, I just don't think it's anything that a coach can do about that at this time.
What if it's the head coach? You think they get a little more leeway if they're a product of the community and they're
No, ma'am. That's what I'm saying. Like, these head coaches, 3 that I know of, we know the new head coach at Warner Robins High, the coach at Blakely, and the coach down in Dooley County. are all products of those high schools in that area.
I
And
want to. No, I don't mean to interrupt, but I do want to add one more coach to that. All right. And the coach I want to add is not a head coach, but a position coach. Quincy Carter took the quarterback coach position at Southwest Cap this offseason.
Oh,
understood.
really?
Understood.
So just to throw something in to add to the mix, keep that in mind also.
Okay. I know somebody personally who went back to their alma mater to coach. They coached football, and even became a head basketball coach, and they unceremoniously kicked him out of there.
Sure.
And brought somebody else in and gave them way more leeway than they gave him. So.
Yeah, that's why I don't agree with it. Now, I'm sorry, I did just get some updated information. I think it's Joe Dupree, who's still over at Southwest out of Macon, who should be a product of there, as well as Northeast football coach also, product of Northeast. So
I'm assuming this is Antonio. He said, I think it's definitely helps coach Wiggins at Northeast. And Jeffrey Murray says that Manchester just hired their former athlete for the basketball girls and boys team. So the wait a minute, he's gonna be coaching the girls and the boys, Jeffrey?
That's weird. That's weird.
I love. Well, Manchester is a single A school. I mean,
but it's still, they still gotta practice the same amount of hours.
Practice, different schedules. I mean, what you do when a girl, I mean, maybe he's talking about two different, because the girls and the boys don't also always play the same schedule.
Yeah. And the head coach at Jenkins County is back for his third term. Jenkins County, what do you see? Let me ask this, since you said you were from Jenkins County. Do y'all like him? Does he get respect, or what? The husband and wife duo retired, so they got one person coaching both. Good. That's a lot.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
No.
And basketball is Tuesday, what is it? Monday? What is it? Tuesday, Friday?
Tuesdays, yeah, Tuesdays. Some games I've seen Thursday. I don't know if they be mostly in those Christmas tournaments and things like that, but then Friday and Saturday. And again, majority of the time you're gonna get the girls playing at the same, couple of hours or so before the boys game kickoff. But when you start making playoffs or you start doing a lot of tournaments and things, those girls and boys schedule don't be the same.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess you got to have your assistant follow one when you take care of the other one, I guess.
What's going on, everyone? Facebook user, identify yourself. We don't know who you are, but hello.
Oh, that is Juan Williams.
Oh, what's up? What's up, Juan? Jeffrey said they love him down there in Jenkins County.
Good deal, Jeffrey. Good deal.
Hey, Jeremy, how are you? We're talking about what's on the screen. Has the win now mentality arrived for Georgia's high school football coaches? That's what we're talking about. And welcome, young man. Welcome. That's so nice. So,
one thing I will say this though on this topic real fast. Whoever takes over, I'm just gonna use Buford as an example.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever takes over at Buford next, they got some expectations to live up to. That's one thing. My question for you guys on the panel is, who thought Mr. Felton down in Valdosta was gonna last this long? Be going into his third year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the jury is just. I mean, they still out on him right now. Going into his third year is about average that I would think. I think, and this is just me personally. I mean, this is just my opinion. I think if I'll do this. I think a lot of coaching changes that would have happened at the end of this season might just get held off for another year due to the fact that we're going to have a reclassification. You know what I mean? But if Coach Felton didn't produce to the old Valdosta ways, and I don't think they had a bad season last year. I think it's
No,
very,
they went.
I
No,
think
they
it's
went.
very,
Oh, I was just gonna say they went 8-3 last year, 4-6 in the first season.
yeah. And that first year, we knew the controversy and things
Yeah,
that
throw that out.
Yeah, but again, I just think if they would have underachieved for the standard of Valdosta, and you would have been going back into that same region, that same classification, I think we would have saw a change. But I think because not knowing the certainty of what's gonna go on after next year reclassification, I think a lot of coaches might be safe this year to see what they will do after the reclassification before they start, calling for people's heads.
Okay, I can respect that.
Mm-hmm.
I can respect that.
So, people, if you're gonna win, you better win now, because once they go back to 6, it's gonna get really, really interesting.
For sure. All right. Y'all want to keep talking on this one, or take a quick break and get ready and talk about these top 20 recruits in the top class of 2024.
Do any of do anybody out there in podcast land, y'all have any other questions or additional comments with regard to the win now mentality in high school football here in Georgia? Okay. Sometimes the bigger schools pigeonhole themselves when chasing the names. Then after low support and scandal, the jobs become unappealing. And that is at that point, I think those coaches that wouldn't get consideration, they finally kind of slide in.
Yeah, because don't no big name want that job.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Mr. Odom, I hear where you're coming from on that one. All right, bet. What we got here? All right. So with that being said, give us 30 seconds, and we'll be back to discuss the top recruits in the class of 2024 from the state of Georgia.
This is your Friday Night Lights podcast show.
Yo, checking in one time for your mind. Stay tuned for your Friday Night Lights every Monday and Wednesday night.
This is your Friday Night Lights podcast show.
I have to go see a man about a minute. And you better not lose.
All right, we are back to discuss the top recruits in the state of Georgia for the class of 2024. So as we get started on this list, take a look at the first recruit. Is there anything we really need to say about this guy? Exactly. I don't think so either.
Real quick, about the kid on the screen there. And maybe this jumping the gun from the topic of discussion, but how do you see 2025, 2026? Is he sitting the bench as a backup, or because of the hype that he bring in, the number one recruit in the nation, do he push out the quarterback after Carson Beck to maybe be the starter at Georgia his freshman or sophomore year?
He's gonna he's gonna push one of those. He's gonna push one of those two out. Either the kid from Princess. No, yeah, either Vandergrift, the kid from Princess. What is it? Prince Academy.
Prince Avenue.
Mm-hmm. Prince Avenue, or he's gonna kick out Gunnar Stockton.
Okay, now let's be real about that situation. We already know that Vandergrift is probably going to be gone after this year. Okay, Carson Beck get the ham this year. Do he stay this year? Dylan Raiola's freshman year, and he
Dylan Raiola as a freshman, make Gunnar Stockton a junior at the time. Because be a junior then.
Red shirt junior. Yeah.
So
Here's
my thing is, I think my bad. I think Kirby Smart is building this program every 2 years or so to have a 5-star quarterback that can come in, take it for 2 years, go to the league. Next man up, get it his junior and senior year, make it to the league. When you get a rotation going like that, you're hard to beat, you're hard to stop. So I don't think he pushes Gunnar Stockton out. I think he's sit for his first 2 years. And maybe I'm wrong, but that's just the way I see it.
Facebook user says this is by far the biggest quarterback recruit in Kirby's time. Vander Griffin Stockton might as well hit the portal now.
I can't buy that one. Now, both of them not gonna hit the portal. One of them will.
But do you think one of them wants to be back up the whole 4 years? I can get what I'm assuming that's it. I can get why he would say that, but then Jeffrey Murray says, I learned with Kirby that he's loyal to his guys.
Thank you.
Raiola won't play for 2 years.
Thank you, Murray.
Matter of fact, earlier today, I saw, what Kirby said he was looking for in a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And, he was talking about, it's going to be the guy that's smart and that can make decisions. He dictates the offense as opposed to the offense just being there and he just run whatever. He's got to be able to make decisions. And if the play is busted, he's got to be smart enough to make something out of nothing. So, I don't know.
Next spring we'll tell the story.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying on that.
Okay, here's my thing. And maybe you can follow me. And Thursday, you and I have had conversations concerning this issue. So you may agree with me or may not. But here's my thing. Because of this thing that the NCAA has allowed or started called the NIL, I think kids will be more subjective to sitting. Because here's my thing. Why do I have to play all 4 years when I can sit down, still make money on this NIL deal, let my hype continue to build up as a backup, and take my time when I'm supposed to and make it to the league? I.e., give you a perfect example. The kid just came from out of Alabama, and I'm sorry, y'all, I'm drawing a lot of blanks tonight. But quarterback, Bryce Young. When Bryce Young came in, top recruit, Alabama, here he come. He didn't come in and start. He waited his time. And guess what? When he did get his starting role that next year, before he stepped on the field, he was a top NIL recruit, the highest, before LeBron James and son and all of them came through. It was Bryce Young. So because of that NIL deal, I think a lot of these kids going to be okay with sitting, let that suspense build up, play in a lot of crunch time games, play in the spring and look good, knowing that they got those next 2 years of they sophomore and junior or junior and senior year to have the team and make the league. And I think that's what Kirby going to sell a lot of his guys on, because he's so committed to his guys to say, I brought you in here, you're going to be my guy, and letting it roll from there.
Tick says NIL sounds good, but if you're not playing, the deals are not as lucrative. He also said those guys were top recruits and want to play. He stuck with Bennett only because of the first national championship. Mr. Murray says Beck is probably one and done, but Kirby also said he wanted to play Vandergift to get playing time this year because he brings the element of an extra runner like Stetson. And Ryan Pugh, I don't know how to say his last name, can really throw the ball. He may allow Raiola to hit the portal if he's not cool with sitting.
Well, he's the guy that committed to Georgia before Raiola did, and he should be on this list, Mike. Well,
We'll
he's
get
not
down
from the
into
state of Georgia. I don't think he's from the state of Georgia, so you're right. But here's my thing about Tick saying the NIL deal is not as lucrative if you're sitting. I have to disagree with you, Mr. Dallas Cowboy, because majority of these kids, without even stepping on a college campus, already have NIL worth X amount of dollars. So go and look at what Dylan Raiola's NIL deal is worth right now. I mean, you can even go and look at the worth of Vic Burley coming from Warner Robins going to Clemson. I mean, these deals are already in place for these kids before they even step on the campus. So Raiola's deal gonna be done going into Georgia, regardless if he's starting or not.
But
And the anticipation building up, waiting for him to step on that field, all they're gonna do is drive more of that money up because everybody's gonna be so anticipated waiting for him to get on that field.
so do you think in his third year that Dylan Raiola will have as much money sitting as he would if he were starting and winning?
yeah.
Like I said, all you got to do is understand that these kids had these deals before they even step on the campus, and you don't know if you're gonna be a day one starter or not, and you already got these deals.
Yeah, but you got say I'm just putting numbers out there. You got 3 million before you step on the field. In your junior year, yeah, you still got this 3 million, but if you were starting, would you have another NIL deal that has like 5 million? You see what I'm saying? That was my question.
I know, and I understand. That's what I was saying about Kirby. Why if you already got 3 million to sit on your butt, okay, and you know that you're gonna have 2 years, 1 or 2 years, because I agree with what our listener said right there. I think after this year, Carson Beck gonna move on, which is gonna open the door for someone else. And I disagree with him on the Vandegrift thing. I do believe he'll be out of there after this year, but I think you give the ball to Gunnar Stockton for a year or two. Dylan Raiola already don't made his money on his NIL deal, and when he come in his last 2 years or year or two, I mean that money gonna be driven up the wall, driven up to the sky somewhere.
All right. I think we're forgetting the big thing. Bottom line is, I don't see Raiola sitting 2 years. He might sit 1 sophomore, junior year, and he's gone.
Tito says, I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna get to Tito. I'm gonna let you read the comment because I was gonna get to Tito's comment because it's funny to me.
Tito says with the NIL deals now, I can see players start going to the non-Power 5 schools where they do not have to sit.
Lies and garbage. And I'm gonna tell you like this: those non-Power 5 schools don't have money that Power 5 schools can bring to you. Plain and simple.
Okay. Who is the Facebook user that said, "Yo, hello, how are you?" Tick says the deals can be rescinded. There was just a debacle at UF. The guy left before the ink dried on his letter of intent. So,
that's Eric Morgan hollering out, "Yo!"
Hello, Eric. How are you? Welcome to the podcast. Hey, Paris.
Elmo, what's up,
Elmo? How you doing? Yeah, some of those deals are incentive based, Jeffrey. I do believe.
I don't know. I can't call it on that because I've never seen a contract, so I don't know. But at the end of the day, Raiola, if he stays at Georgia and rides it out, he'll be gone. He'll be out of Georgia in 3 years anyway.
Matt Rule at Nebraska, yeah, he's been brewing up some stuff and has a few UGA castaways via the portal. I don't see Nebraska going back to 95 Nebraska. We'll see. All right, so who's number 2 on this list?
Number 2 on the list is Sammy Brown, linebacker / running back out of Jefferson. All I'm gonna say about this dude is high school kid with a mullet He got to be hard.
Why am I thinking about Brian Bosworth?
That's all I'm saying. But no, Sammy Brown, he's at Jefferson, he's playing running back, but he's being recruited to play linebacker at Clemson. He's a hell of a linebacker too for Jefferson. It's just a matter of can he stay on the field all game, for 48 minutes. That's the question with him this upcoming season. But I got no problem with Sammy Brown. Good two-way player. Excels at both positions, both running back and linebacker. So I ain't got no issues with him.
Who is Tate Rutledge, Mr. Murray?
Tate Rutledge, lineman, played
UGA,
Georgia.
yeah. Okay, I know exactly who you're talking about now.
All right. Mr. KJ Bolden. That's all I'm going to say about this kid. If you have not seen this kid play yet, you need to watch him play.
Small insert on KJ Bolden.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a guy we would probably be talking about later on down this list, Prentice Nolan, who's an Ohio State commit, has been very vocal about trying to get KJ Bolden to commit to University of Ohio State with him. Now, tell me what did his recruits say, KJ Bolden recruits say. I see Georgia, and it say how much?
100%.
Which he hadn't committed to Georgia, but that's where they think he's going. If Prentice Nolan had any kind of pull to get KJ Bolden to flip to Ohio State, the day Dylan Raiola, who's a Georgia commit, enrolled at Buford High School, completely took that away.
Yep.
So it's pretty safe to say KJ Bolden will be a Bulldog next year.
Hold on. Who was that? Oh, that's funny. That's a good one right there. That's a good one.
KJ Buford.
That's funny. I like that one. But yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head with that one with Raiola enrolling there is gonna have a play in KJ Bolden's recruitment process.
Mike Matthews.
Mike Matthews out at Parkview. This is just great receiver, just wrong school. But it is what it is on that one. I would love for this kid to stay home. That's for sure. Because the kid is a great talent. If you get a chance to watch his highlights, he's a great talent. Great hands, contest catches. I'm not the biggest, not the best size at 6'1", 180, but it's a good frame to build on. But for the most part, he's a good all around. He's a good all around receiver. In my mind, he's just at the wrong school.
I think he would fit into that Tennessee offense well, or USC.
What's wrong with them dogs?
Nothing's wrong with the dogs. Okay. Nothing at all. I like Dylan, but I think Aaron Nolan is the best quarterback in the country. Hi, Daniel. Welcome. Normally that size indicates he's a burner.
Well, hold on. Let me do something. We're going to go ahead and take a look real fast. So, let me click on it. Let me see if it's going to come up. Where we at?
You have great Wi-Fi, Mike.
Very cool. This is what I was looking at when I was looking at him. If the camera can keep up with him.
Apparently not. He was in the end zone before they got down there. Fire the cameraman.
Way to high point the ball and go up and get it.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he plays safety?
Oh, by the way, he plays a little defense too, but we know he ain't playing no defense in college.
No. If he's playing at 180, he's got to be a 4-4 guy.
Snagged it. Went up and snagged it.
Hi, Obadiah. Welcome. He said he can't see him at Tennessee.
That was just piss poor tackling right there.
Yeah, I mean, because if he's 180 pounds, I mean, unless he got some power in him, there is no way they should have not tackled him then.
Now, my thing is with this last play we just saw, or the last play that's going on now with that missed tackle, he can't be a fofo guy. That's something that he can build on and work on, get out there with the track guys and work on in the off season. But if he was a fofo guy, he would have pulled away on that one catch, on that tackle he spun out of.
Daniel James says, I wouldn't go to UGA if I was a top receiver. You're not going to get the ball enough to go to the first round.
I disagree.
Disagree.
I mean, yeah, you can kill that ball.
Man, bottom line.
Because my thing is, I see a lot of highlights, and that's all well and good. But I'm also looking at some piss poor defense where you letting the slot guy just run right down the seam. You know, like, of course it's going to be good.
Yeah. So, but on that comment though, I guarantee you right now, if Pickens from Georgia had not got hurt and played a full season, he would have went in round 1.
Yeah, definitely.
Facebook user says Rayola is going to help Kirby keep these wide receivers home. Paris says, I disagree, buddy. UJA always has some top-notch wide receivers. He can be one. All right. Paris said it. I believe it.
All right. The kid from the tight end from Colquitt County. Colquitt. I think we all in agreement on him. He's one of the best tight ends so far. You know, one of the best tight ends in the state in the past couple of years to come out. And he's big. Well, you know what? Best tight end. Actually, I think he's better than Eric, the dude that went to Florida LSU. Yeah, Florida LSU in Georgia.
Yeah.
The kid out of Henry County.
No, he was at Marietta.
Yeah, Marietta. I'm sorry. Yeah, Marietta. I think he's better than him. But got no problem with him sitting at number 5 tight end monster.
You know I ain't mad at that. Go ahead, Landon.
I hate the Florida State thing though.
I don't.
So here's another kid, defensive lineman, slated, hasn't committed yet, but slated to go to Ohio. Do you think Rayola plays a part of his recruiting?
Watch that flip.
Ohio State is wide receiver you, so.
This is a defensive lineman.
Yeah, he's a defensive lineman.
Yeah, my bad.
Now,
yeah.
This is what I'm saying. The kid that they had set to replace Mr. Carter that got drafted by the Eagles, he transferred. Mom Bear.
Yeah.
Could this be the next one to come in and fill in and be that type of player at Georgia? And can possibly start playing his freshman year?
Well, what that say? 6'3", 285, 295?
255.
255? Nah. I mean, you coming in, I don't see you as a tackle with that. I mean, you got to think, Trayvon Walker, number 1 draft pick in the NFL a couple of years ago, standing 6'5", 265, 270, like, and playing in. You know what I mean? So Kirby gonna want the big, fast guys. If you standing 6'3" and 255, I see you as a hybrid linebacker in at the University of Georgia. So I don't think he's on that defensive line.
The average lineman at UGA is what, 6'5", something like that?
Yes.
Obadiah says he can see him at Clemson. And Facebook user, which twin are you? Big Chris got the best LB and AAA. I know it's one of you. Which one is it? Another Facebook user says these guys want to win. OSU ain't the place to do that. We got you the first time, Facebook user. Big Chris has the best linebacker in AAA. What's his name? I know, right, Walter?
All right, moving on. We got who we at? Number 7. Now I don't know. I don't know. Have y'all ever watched or really paid attention to Benedictine last year? Watch any of their game?
I did not. That's one game I did not watch.
Okay, that kid can slang it. I like him. That kid can slang it. I just need for him to get some, put some more weight on that frame to make him more durable at the next level. But the kid, he has a good package though. He's working with a good package as far as skill set, delivery, footwork, pocket presence, field vision. The kid has a good package.
Clemson better watch out. Looks like Florida State coming back for their crown in the ACC.
Well,
that's Al.
Yeah, that was Al the twin. I definitely agree with what Mike said. This kid can slang it. Before the Dylan Raiola enrollment at Buford, between this kid, Francis Aaron Nolan, and another kid that we should talk about later on, also quarterback out of Savannah Christian. I'm sorry, Calvary Day was listed as the top 3 quarterbacks in Georgia. Some went with Francis Aaron Nolan, some went with Luke. I personally think Francis is the best, but for Francis to be as well and as good as he is, and some people had Luke ahead of him, is all you need to know about how good this kid really is. Like, he's the deal. He's the real deal.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure he'll book up.
The video.
KJ Merrill. What about KJ Merrill, Facebook user? And identify yourself. Who is KJ Merrill?
All right. But yeah, Luke is a good. I mean, I like him too. I wouldn't be mad if he came to Georgia, but I know we can't get everybody. All right, next quarterback on the list at number 8.
Aaron Nolan.
I don't think much needs to be said about him. His game tapes speak for themselves. The numbers he put up, they speak for themselves. So
is that 195 weight?
Yep. 6'3" and 195.
So add about 15 pounds going into college, 6'3", about 210, 215. That's gonna be a hell of a player right there. Mark my words, this guy will be that guy. I stand by that. When it comes to Francis Aaron Nolan, y'all been hearing me talk about it in the last 2 years. The kid is special, and I think his senior year, he's gonna really go out with a bang.
I agree.
All right. I know, a lot of our listeners don't follow teams from Atlanta, especially from, I don't want to say unsuccessful, but not well-known schools. But this kid here, hopefully, no season previews on him. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Video coming up. Yeah, cool. This kid is scary. If he was at a better program than where he's at Washington, he'll be more known.
And this kid used his hands to keep the tackles off of him. He showed power the way he come off that ball and to the tackle to engage in him. How in the world did the SEC let him get away? Because he got SEC player all over him.
And well, y'all see, I don't know if y'all saw the video of the block field goal with number 80. That was fun.
The majority of the season as an athlete, listed as an athlete, but this kid is playing in.
some of these plays, you get flashbacks of a certain individual that just left Georgia. But like I said, he just at the wrong school, man, to get his name out there in my mind.
Now, what is he being recruited as? Did I see athlete?
Yeah, you saw athlete.
Yeah, I think that may be the thing about him. He's one of those. What is measurements, bro?
Nah, he's being recruited as an edge rusher. He's 6'5.5", 237.
Okay, yeah. Now I see USC got him. I want to ask Kirby, Nick Saban. I mean, all of the SEC schools. How in the world did you let that get away? Because you can see SEC in all over him.
Daniel says Fountain is only scratching the surface because he's a hooper who's still figuring out the game.
Mike, somebody just made a great point. Shout out to Eddie Gary and my crew from Perry. Eddie Gary just made a great point. The school shouldn't matter. I mean, this kid played at Washington, and he's the number 9 player in the state, being recruited and committed to the University of the University of Southern California. So I have to agree with him on that. You have some single A school dumps down in the dump, and Nick Chubb, Morris Mim, Roquan Smith, all of them come from Temp Bailey. Like it's the school don't matter. If you play the best thing you know how to play, you'll be seen.
Nah, it ain't the school. Basically, what it is, they showing face at these camps and showing out. That's what they getting. That's what's helping them out.
Yeah, the camps have been a big plus for them also.
So, but okay, Mr. Miles Graham, Woodward Academy linebacker. For me, kind of small at 6'1", 212, but it is. But height, cool. The weight, it all depends on how the weight is distributed on him. I'm gonna put it like that. When you think of the linebackers, let y'all watch the kid highlights. Where is that? I thought they had his junior year stuff on here.
So the closing speed is there, as you can see. He attacked the ball well. He finished the play with a lot of force. And he can get on offense. And what high school is this? Because majority
Woodward Academy.
Okay, so they are now a 5A school, 6A school.
I forget the class off the top.
6A because of the multiplier.
Yeah.
But it just goes, any kind of private school like that, you get that hybrid linebacker playing running back a lot. So I can see him taking handoff. But what stands out to me is this kid attacked the ball well, and he finished when he get there. You see that he bring it, like you gonna feel it when he hitting you. So I don't think that size is gonna be an issue because you can automatically know he's getting 15, 20 pounds put on him going into a college program.
Now my only thing with the size is for the size to help him with his durability when he gets to the next level, because he's gonna need that size on him to help protect his body.
Oh, the way that kid attacked the ball, man.
Yeah.
Watch it. Look at the closing speed on it. Like he just get there. I gotta apologize to any Woodward Academy listeners. I do nothing of this kid. I'm impressed.
Oh man, no, we ain't gonna watch all 7 minutes, but we get the point though, right?
Yes, sir.
Like I say, my biggest thing, just building on that frame and help out that durability at the next level. Especially to play SEC ball.
Mm-hmm.
Got to.
Okay, James, thank you for that. Say his dad is Ernest Graham that played at Florida. So this kid has committed to Florida?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew nothing of him. I'm pleased with him.
Hey, Oscar. Yes, he is a headhunter. I agree.
Fact. I think a lot of. Oh, what's up?
Is that another tight end on the?
Yeah, I think folks that actually watch Calvary Day should know about this kid. The kid's a beast. From seeing him in person, the kid is a beast. Pull up his highlights. Where we go? Where we at? You got some highlights on here, dude? No, you ain't got no highlights on here? Oh, okay.
I don't have any.
Nah. But you can go onto the network and pull down some game film from Calvary Day from last year. He gonna jump off. You can't miss him. He's gonna be one of those kids that when you see Calvary Day play, be like, that's the kid right there. That's that tight end that they talking about. That is Michael Smith. You would know that kid. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
So, Mike, let me ask you, well, what happened to him when he played the Grove? How did he do personally?
It wasn't him. It was the quarterback. Because the way Cedar Grove disrupted Calvary Day was by getting in the backfield and disrupting the quarterback.
Okay.
Now, when he did get the ball in hand, he made some things happen. He was hard to bring down. We had to push him out of bounds.
Walter asked, "Is that number 2? Is that a number 2?"
I forgot what number he had. I'm gonna tell you. Give me just a second. I'm gonna tell you real fast. But I still forgot what number he had.
If I'm not mistaken, Walter, you're from Doherty, right? And I think they played Doherty the week before they came up to Cedar Grove. So I know Walter have seen him also and probably can give us a good description of who he is. So I think that would be that number 2 that you would be speaking of.
Number 2. Well, I know this year he wearing 10. What number did he wear last year? Last year he wore number 10. He was number 10 last year. Yeah, that's what I thought. Number 10.
He's number 10, Walter.
Yeah, unless he changed the number throughout the season. He could have changed his number, but let me see. Did he change his number? I'm gonna get past this commercial and then bring up a highlight. Cause this commercial takes forever. Where we at? That's the only thing I hate about most of these sites, but they got some pop-ups and some long commercials. So you can sit there and watch a video.
Okay. So,
all right, here we go. So this is his highlights. This is him right here. Is what they were showing. So at some point in time, he wore 28. No, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong dude. So I guess he did change his number to 2. That cornerback suck right there.
So your answer is, Walter, yes, he's number 2.
Close that out. Share this. All right. But yeah, the kid jumps off the tape. You can't miss him. Who we got? Caleb Odom. Number 12 on the board is Caleb Odom.
Another tight end. Wow.
6'5", 215.
And guess who will be throwing that rock to him again this year?
Juju. But I'm pretty sure everybody saw this kid in the state championship game.
I
Yeah.
did. He's
Okay.
impressive.
All right, bet. All right. Offensive lineman at number 13 out of Walton, committed to Georgia. 6'6" and a half, 365.
Yes, sir. We
Yep.
can all kind of dogs to protect.
He meets the qualification.
Okay. Where we at? Another tight end on the board out of Hiram. 6'7", 245.
Another USC commit.
Lincoln says he's tired of that sorry behind defense.
So he's just gonna go ahead and throw he's just gonna go ahead and throw a lot of offense at him.
Yep.
Well, the way I'm looking at this, O'Brien better get it right this first year because it look like next year Lincoln bringing some in, and that Pac-12 ain't gonna be so easy.
Nope.
All right, at number 15, DeMello Jones out of Swainsboro.
Okay. We saw that kid in the championship game last year. Wow, that's all I can say.
I was trying to say that. Now I gotta go somewhere else to find his highlight. Now I gotta go somewhere else to pull him down.
And he's a Georgia commit, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Hard commit.
Sounds good to me.
Nothing needs to be said about number 16, Cam Davis, right?
Yeah, but
Except for
we can
Dale
talk about
McGee, except for Dale McGee need to get on his job. That's all.
it. All right, Cameron. Go on down there to Tallahassee, baby. I ain't mad at you. Y'all want to see his highlights?
Let me see. You got anything? Yeah, he got something listed on here.
Okay, first running back. So that means Cam Davis or Doherty is listed and classified as the number one running back in the state of Georgia this year.
For this class, yep.
For this class. You know, my only issue that I have with that is this kid has took snaps, be his third year as a quarterback. Like, I hate that. Because if anybody have played the running back position, you know that quarterback, running back handoff is very important. And not having taken those handoffs in high school, I hope the kid don't have issues with fumbling and things like that, not being able to practice and get used to taking those handoffs, having to play the quarterback position for his respective high school.
Daniel James said he don't want to see nothing else from Cam Davis. Where are you from, Daniel?
Stockbridge. Remember he said about what Cam did to him last year.
Water said, Big Chris. Hey, Big Chris. Water said, get your LB in here.
Whoa. Now, I didn't know that about Cam.
What?
Cam put that thing in the air then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I told you, Cam threw two passes. Cam threw two passes. It's either going deep or it's going to be a screen. Find me a tape where he's throwing it intermediate.
Well, dang.
But, man, he put it on the knot, man. He put it on the spot.
Okay, he's elusive. All right.
I mean, in all honesty, when you get down to it, Cam, he's just one of the best. He's one of the best athletes on the field in most of the games he plays.
I agree.
So okay. I mean, he gonna do what he do. Now, majority of these highlights look like who was that? Calvary Day. Yeah, Calvary Day.
My Lord.
Wow. Well. Okay.
Man, why he did do that dude like that?
Pick all your stuff up off the grind, cause he left it all sitting right there.
The dude didn't know pad. Man, I'm gonna sit down. He wanted to squat, but then he thought he was gonna throw it.
Running back hold on that play. Let's see, that's a good throw coming from a quote-unquote running back. Bad snap. Gather yourself. Come through the middle. Oh, excuse me. Turn on the jet. I'll holler at you later. Yeah. Mr. Cameron Davis, you are impressive.
Imagine if he never mind. Be quiet.
Imagine when Dale McGee put that flip on it. Mike, that's a throw across the field on the outside of the hash. That's a quarterback throw.
I didn't say the dude that had no arm. All I said was he was I only seen him make 2 throws, either a screen or a downfield.
Hey, J-Bo.
That's all I said.
Hey, Facebook user, who are you? Kyle, you say your name. I don't know who that is.
Man, that's an out. Whoa.
That's the first time I ever seen that.
Wow. Now I watched. Wait, excuse me. Get out my way. Excuse me. Round the edge. You can't stop me. You neither. Too little. Come on, man.
What to say? Too. I'm sitting up here watching this tape and trying to figure out between him and the dude that just left Savannah. That left Hebron Christian.
Now that's a comparison. The one that game.
Yeah.
Oh, why me dance? Why me dance? Wow.
Okay, Chris Berman.
I'm just saying.
Whoop.
Hey, how's it going, Mr. Robert? What's going on, J-Bo?
All right.
Cam Davis is definitely a baller, J-Bo.
Oh, yeah. I ain't taking that away from it. It's just the fact that Doherty, if he don't go, Doherty don't go. That's all we saying.
And like I said, I'm so afraid of not being able to take those handoffs for years.
Yeah.
I think he'll adjust. He's that kind of guy.
Now,
Dwight Phillips, running back.
Yes.
Pebblebrook.
I remember calling him last year, telling you all that Pebblebrook had a kid that was a pretty good running back. If you go back a year or two and look at my top 5 running backs, I had him listed as honorable mention. This kid, you see that 40 laser time? Did you miss that?
Did that thing just say 438?
428.
428.
428. That's laser. That's a 10-400 meter, man.
Whoop.
You see that? Oh, it ain't no cutting all that off.
That's a straight line. One cut and gone.
Yeah, he's definitely.
Oscar has a question. He said number 17's name sounds familiar. Did he have a father or somebody that played?
Not sure.
What? Who was that? The kid we're looking at now?
Number 17. I'm assuming.
I don't know what number Mike is on.
I think. Oh, no, hold on. Well, I won't say 17 was Cam.
He said yes. This kid here, is running back from Pebblebrook.
My Lord, did he just stop and just shoot through the gap like now you see me, now you don't?
Man, whoop, whoop. Look at that, whoop. And this in the hall pen, getting on somewhere.
Oh, that the hall pen, they get cold with.
Call quick.
Yeah, I forgot. It called quick. And that coffee can there, ain't it?
It looks like it. Does it say Trojans? Yeah.
Oh, that could have been Carrollton because I think they're in the same region.
Okay. And receive and can catch too.
My Lord, who catching that? Ain't nobody catching that.
Man, I wouldn't be surprised. You know what? I can see Georgia using him like they was using Milton in the passing game.
Nah,
put him out wide. And down the cook. Put him out wide.
I kind of look at his size. He's not gonna play running back. I can see him being a slot receiver, Miko Hardman or something.
But you got to get him out there on some jet sweeps, though. Let him have that edge. Find that edge one time.
Oh, yes. My Lord. There's a lot of things you can coach, you can teach. You can't coach and teach speed. You either have it or you don't. And that kid got it.
Whoa, hold on. Whoa. Let me go. Go back 10 seconds. Watch it dude right here. I think it's this dude right here. No, that right there.
No, look at that. Look at the guy right here with an angle on him, and he can take that angle away like it ain't nothing. You ain't got no angle on me.
UGA is going to use him like they use James Cook.
Yeah, that's the dude. Yeah, Cook.
I can see that. Good point. Yeah, man. I seen highlights of this kid. I knew he was gonna be special, but that speed is ridiculous.
Man, can you get off my shirt? Hit the hole. One step cut. Whoop. Okay. Don't tell me you're going to take kickoff back to the house. Find your lane. Your alley's right here. Here go your alley right there. Hit it. Oh, you're gonna reverse field on him. Oh, okay.
Like that, you can do that. Look how
gotta go.
The angle. Look how you take the angle away for these guys, though.
Gotta go. I'm holler. Got an appointment for 6.
My Lord.
And that's the thing that scares me about him is the way he brings his speed under control and just hit the gear and just drop it and go.
Yeah, he can stop and stop a start like nothing.
Yeah.
And with the line that he's gonna have,
My Lord.
yeah.
Okay. The white Phillips.
Let me see.
Phillips.
He runs track too. Okay.
Yeah, that's what old times.
Yeah, his father, the White Phillips, 2004 Olympic gold medalist, long jump.
And 4-time world champion gold medalist.
Wow.
So if you watch track and field, then that's his dad.
That's in his pedigree then.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people think sprinters are the only fast people on the track, but you got to understand those long jumpers, majority of them are fast also. Hang on, my boy.
Wide receiver. He's number 18 out of Colquitt.
Car.
Life. Okay, awesome.
All right, so we ain't got to talk about him. We already know, right?
One thing to say about NASCAR. Peach County, why y'all going out there bothering them folk?
Hey, boy, put your pride on it.
I'm just saying, I'm a Trojan bleed. But, man, we ain't got no business.
Gus Malzahn and the Knights are making some noise on the recruitment trail. That's all I'm going to say.
The Gus bus, baby.
That's all I'm going to say. Making noise on the recruitment trail.
Linebacker?
I'm not. Oh, you gonna force me to go to YouTube, ain't you? I ain't going over to YouTube. Nah, athlete.
Athlete.
Yeah, I'm not going over to YouTube. But yeah, athlete.
Okay.
Where we go? Yeah, athlete out of Grayson.
And the next one up, young man out of Middle Georgia.
Ricardo Jones, North Side, Clemson. Okay, UGA will hopefully have 2 speed demons if Zion Reagans from Jones County comes to championship land. That's it. Don't you like how I know your friend? And it just says Facebook user. That's how far we go back. I know who you are.
Ricardo Jones measurements. Read them to me, please.
6'3", 200.
Yeah.
So he'll play 215, 220. That's going to be a hell of a safety.
Yeah.
So those are the top 20 recruits so far in the state of Georgia. We'll go through 21 to 40 next week.
That's right, buddy. Home is for life.
All right. Now, I want to pose a question to the listeners as well as the panel. If your child, and I know one panel member may be biased to this question, but I just want to know if your child had an opportunity to be recruited into college. He's sitting at that desk. You're sitting beside him. You got 3 hats on that desk. You got Kennesaw State, FCS school. You got Mercer out of Macon, FCS school. And you got Fort Valley State University, Division II FBS. I'm sorry, Division II HBCU. Where would you or your child like to play at, and why?
I'm a
Please
wild
come
out.
in and let us know. Panel, if you would like to answer that.
Hold on, you said Mercer, Kennesaw State, or Fort Valley?
Yeah.
I might just. I don't know. I might. Man, it's I gotta look at the court. And what position my child play?
Your child could be the star quarterback of the nation. I don't care what he play. These schoolers are presented to him.
It all depends. I can't lie. It depends on the position he playing and what and what's around and what that school got to compliment. That's my thing.
Pick a school, Thirsty.
God damn, man. It's between right now for me. It's between Mercer or Kennesaw State.
Okay.
Because they both always. Cause if I ain't mistaken, both of them been making it to the playoffs every year. Oh, yeah. It's one of them.
If that tick that said FBSU.
Yes, he says it's all about the fit, but I'm biased. FVSU. Yes.
Okay. Mike said Mercer and Kennesaw State. There you go.
One of those two.
I'm going with Mercer because they play in the toughest conference. Yeah, I wouldn't say that, but I can understand your answer also. Okay, babe, what you say?
You can't ask me.
I know, just try to be non-biased to this, please.
I would say Fort Valley State University simply because my mindset is if you're good, they'll find you. And Fort Valley has a reputation of putting people in the league. So.
That's why I love my dog. You hear what I say? I want you to go back and look at the history. Fort Valley State has put more people in the NFL than both of those schools combined.
Really?
Both of those schools combined.
Ain't Fort Valley been around longer than both of them schools combined?
No, that's a nice shot, but no. I just wanted to throw that out there. If your ultimate goal for your child is to make it to that next level or get a great degree, I don't see why a lot of people are sleeping on the University of Fort Valley State. And I say that just like I wanted to say it. Not Fort Valley State University. I said the University of Fort Valley State. I do not understand why a lot of people are sleeping on that. It's so many teams right here in the middle of Georgia, high school football teams that produce top echelon, upper echelon talent in football and have the opportunity. And maybe it's on the university, I don't know. But I know as parents, as community, as positive influence in a lot of these kids' lives, y'all should really take a look at what they do at Fort Valley State. Because Fort Valley State has, okay, real quick, just another history, some knowledge for you all. The University of Florida has 2 NFL Hall of Famers. University of Florida, 3-time national champions? That's only one more than the University of Fort Valley State. And in the next couple of years, I think Greg Lloyd will also be hoisting that yellow jacket across his shoulders. So we should have 2 also.
Yeah,
so
I can see that.
Y'all better listen to what I'm telling you.
JUCO, no, darling, we never been JUCO.
Never.
He said JUCO school.
And guess what?
That was funny.
Now guess what? Now
You meant Division 2. I understand what he's saying. He meant Division 2.
And guess what?
Shut up, Mike.
He said what he meant and meant what he said.
And guess what though? Fort Valley State has 5 Super Bowl championships and really got 6, but the player got injured and had to retire in Ricardo Lockett with the Seattle Seahawks. But Rayfield Wright has 2, Tyrone Poole has 2, and Nick Harper, Baldwin County product, has 1 with the Indianapolis Colts.
Yep. And then not to mention Eddie Anderson, Greg Lloyd played for the Super Bowl. They didn't win.
Yeah, they didn't win.
Yeah, Pepe Zelner did go there.
Pepe Elder.
He was in my class. He was in my, I ain't gonna tell you the class, but yes, he was in my class.
So, y'all keep sleeping on the University of Fort Valley State. All I'm telling you is, you want your kids to get a good education. It ain't even got to be about the football and the NFL and all of that. But any kid that lace them up on every Friday night as a high school athlete, ultimate goal at one point or some point in their life is to make the NFL. Stop selling these kids on these names and talking about FBS, FCS, and all of that. Start researching these schools and getting these kids in where they can play, where they can get a good education, and where they can make some out themselves. That's just what I wanted to say to the audience for today.
And can I just
bump all that. My child want to be on TV.
Can I
We going to Mercer.
Shameless plug. Guys, gentlemen out there, if you're thinking about what to do as far as your future, do not sleep on agriculture. Okay.
There's so many jobs, and I don't mean to interrupt you, babe, but there's so many jobs in the agricultural field. Don't think it got to be about farming and all of that. Now, babe, could you please just elaborate on that just a little bit for them?
Okay.
Man, this starting to sound like a paid advertisement right now.
Hey, you say what you want to say, buddy.
I'm just telling, we're giving the kids options.
Options, man.
Okay.
That's what we're here for.
And yes, we're plugging this, but there are other schools, North Carolina A&T, if you want to do STEM, how you do all that. But okay.
Kennesaw State got a good nursing program.
They have a great nursing program. Kennesaw State is an excellent school, and it's very popular right now. Everybody's going there.
Let me stop.
Georgia State seems like everybody's going to Kennesaw State. There's absolutely nothing wrong with Kennesaw State.
And you can be in the city of Atlanta and party. You can come party with me at the Blue Flame.
Let me tell you, in agriculture, you got if you want to be a teacher, you can major in agricultural education. If you want to be an engineer, you can major in electronic engineering technology. If you want to be a businessman, you got agribusiness and agricultural economics. If you want to be a veterinarian, like the 2 that are on National Geographic, you can major in veterinary technology. It's just so much to do. So just think about that, guys. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, the check in the mail, though, right?
It is.
Okay, cool. All right,
Fort Valley has paid me. It has paid me for 40 plus years. Yes, it has. I am a 3rd generation Wildcat, and I grew up on that campus because my parents were college professors there. So yeah.
First, I know you just making a joke and all of that, but you're missing the point.
I ain't missing the point. I know the point. I get the point, man.
And that's all I'm saying. Like when we think about our kids playing football, we think that, these big schools, and one of the listeners made a great point about these NIL deals and stuff. Man, you better tell your kid or parents, you better lead your kid to a school where they can play, where they can showcase their talent, and where they can get a good education if that next level don't plan out for them. We know that the Power 5 conferences and the PWIs are putting a whole lot of kids into the NFL. But when you have an opportunity to go to a school that you can make the NFL and you can get a great education, I wish we'll stop sleeping on that school.
That's right. The commercial was brought to you by Shrimp Boat. That's right. Rest in peace, Mr. Taylor and Miss Mary.
Miss Mary, I missed that chuck wagon, baby.
And them fries, you get 14 every time.
Gonna count them.
You're gonna get 14 fries with that chuck wagon.
Boy.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you to our proud sponsor, folks. Thank you to our sponsor today, Fort Valley State University.
Shut up. That's right, baby. That's right.
Engineering technology, man.
But at the end of the day, though, it's more than what y'all saying though. Besides just that one school.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
They're excellent.
Because all HBCUs is gonna give you an experience that you probably won't get anywhere else anyway.
Yeah.
And it wasn't so much about, being an HBCU. I don't care. My thing is we have a lot of these kids, bro, and that's my only thing. My ultimate goal and what I do, we had meetings and I tell you all why I love the podcast and what we do. My ultimate goal is to bring notoriety to a lot of kids that wouldn't have the opportunity. I don't mind sharing kids' highlights and speaking to recruiters and all about these kids. All I care about is these kids. And I see a lot of parents not allowing their kids to be set up and put in a situation to succeed because they're looking at the fact that it's not this school. I had a kid that I knew, and I don't name no names, but this kid had an offer at Alabama State. And that kid said, that's the wrong Alabama. So guess what? He don't even go to school. Like, come on, man. We can't raise our kids like that, man. We got to do that.
I'm gonna be honest. That's just being naive, though. Naive and ignorant. I'm gonna be honest on that. That's just my take on it. Because my thing is, if anybody, I don't care what level, what type of conference they in, division, whatever. If somebody's offering you a free education, you take that and run with it.
And Alabama State has one of the best stadiums in FCS period.
Ain't nothing wrong with Alabama State. Ain't nothing wrong with UAB. Ain't nothing wrong with Jackson State.
I don't care if it's Timbuktu University.
It's a free education.
Man, go get your education, play the game that you love. Hope that you can make it to that next level by showcasing the talent God bless you with. And if not, make sure you get that education to be outstanding and upstanding human beings as adults. That's all the information I can get.
Well, that does go back to one thing that we've said and like to focus on. We like to talk to the student athletes, and the first part of that is student.
Yes.
You're a student first. You're a student first, then an athlete.
Best part.
Because the main thing is we want every parent want their child to have it, to be better than what they were and what they have when they get on their own. One of the best ways to do it is to go to school for free, get that degree, and have fun while you're there getting it. If that means you playing your favorite sport, football, baseball, basketball, soccer, tennis, badminton, whatever, have fun with it, get that free education, man, and ride off into the sunset. Because only 1% of those at the collegiate level gonna make it to the pros.
Exactly.
You're talking 200. You're talking about 300 players out of what? Over 3,000. Well, more than that, but just to give you a number.
Yes, and the fact that you're even playing at the collegiate level is awesome in and of itself, regardless of the classification. Oh Lord, Tick said, I don't care.
Hey, Tick all right with me, man. I don't care what nobody say about Tick, man. Till you start talking about the Cowboys.
Consolidated College of South Georgia. That's right.
I
said it, Darton. I usually won't see nobody down there, but yeah, you can go down there and get a free education.
And work part-time at the beer factory.
Yeah, going over the middle. Look up Jared Verse. He started at Albany and now he's at FBSU, about to be a top 10 draft pick. Yep.
That my babe, two favorite schools.
Man, you can't say babe. You can't say babe online no more.
No, that ain't what I'm talking about. You finna get cussed out. Listen, guys, I'm a Fort Valley State Wildcat through and through. And if you don't know anything about Fort Valley State and Albany State, no. We don't like billy goats in Albany.
They'll keep your yard. They'll keep your lawn looking good though.
Yeah, shout out to Dublin, Georgia. Dublin, Georgia.
Dang, hold on. What you call them? Sheep? They ram. Leave them alone.
They are billy goats.
Man, I had a call down in Dublin to work on a lady washer, and I'm in her house working, and she was talking about her neighbors, talking about how they was so lazy, used to keep their didn't cut their grass and thing, and then had mice and snakes and stuff crawling in their yard. They complained about it so much. So the people went and got a sheep, man, and just put the sheep in the backyard and let him eat the grass, man. So shout out Dublin, Georgia, who don't believe in buying lawnmowers. We just buy sheeps.
And get some good wool when the wintertime comes.
Great. So, guy, that's right. Damn a ram. My mama told somebody that in the one day after the class, the dude asked her something. She was like, "Damn a ram." All right, mama. But guys, the ultimate goal is for you to play at the collegiate level and be a student athlete and get an education so you can be a productive member of society, because even if you don't get to the NFL, you still matter.
But you got a better chance at Fort Valley State than you do a lot of these other schools.
I agree, but
Consolidated College of South Georgia.
That's right. Albany State and Darton.
That's funny right there.
Shout out all the top 20 recruits of Georgia, man.
Yes.
Good luck to you all on your journey for next year. Man, I can't wait for next week when we get on that 20 through 40.
Yeah.
See what's going on there.
That's gonna be great too. Guys, it's almost here. It's almost here. We're what?
Oh, God, 3 weeks before the first preseason game it is?
Yep. And it's about we've got about 30. They're like
5 weeks before the season kicks off officially.
Yes.
Scrimmage games kick off in 3 weeks. And 3 Fridays.
And the fact that I'm going to miss the first week of Georgia high school football, I'll be traveling out of town. I think I might hit every preseason scrimmage game I can find. If somebody play Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night, I'm there.
Well, just give me a call. I'll ride with you.
But definitely.
Don't forget, we play football in East Macon. Y'all certainly do play football in East Macon.
Man, y'all got one of the toughest running backs in the state. Y'all had a well of a season last year. Unfortunately, this year, Chick, I think it's going to be a different story.
Chick, not Chick.
Chick. I mean, you're a cowboy, so you're a Chick.
Tell us about the O-line. T, what do you... you lost a lot of guys, so do you have any replacements, or are they smaller? What? J-Bo says 29 more days until Georgia high school football. Literally, we got to go down to Lee County and mess with them. He said we got to go down to Lee County.
J-Bo, you do the best you can, cause you ain't got no business going over there in Leesburg mess with them folks.
But if you don't get in the car, what I tell you about coming down messing with these good folks?
It's gonna be a long ride up 19 and down 96 to get back over there to Columbus, Georgia after you done went down there and mess with them folks.
Yeah, I might go ride past Columbus, go down to Montgomery and get you some liquor and play the slides to ease your pain.
Nah.
So that's what I do. But he said they lost 2 linemen. They're young but strong. Number 6 don't need a big hole. Okay.
Well, again, we know what number 6 capable of doing. But if I'm not mistaken, I've watched you all this off season in a couple of 7-on-7s and padded camps, OTAs. I saw something that I'm not pleased with, Tick. I saw that kid playing both ways, playing some linebacker position also. And I don't think you need that going throughout the season. So I don't know how strong your linebacker core or that front seven on defense, period, is. But to have that kid who arguably to me is the fourth best running back in the state to be lined back up at that linebacker position is just a task that I wouldn't be willing to do as the head coach of the Northeast Raiders.
Can't help but agree with you on that one.
Yes, sir.
If you got a stud at running back, you leave that stud at running back.
Even where he at.
Let him stood where he is.
Let somebody else find somebody just to get in the way out there at linebacker.
Tick said that's just for conditioning. He asked to play LB.
Okay, good point. I hope we don't continue that throughout the season.
Yeah.
But you all, it is. I'm sorry, you got anything to say, babe?
No, go ahead.
It is 8:45. We do thank you all for joining in. Our sister Shakira will be closing us out for tonight, and we'll look to see you all on next week. Shakira.
Good evening, guys. Although I've been fairly quiet due to a migraine, I paid attention and learned some stuff tonight with the top 20 recruits. And hopefully I'll learn a little more next week when we do the rest. As far as that, the college question, I would have chosen Mercer and more for educational purposes opposed to sports.
Understood.
And with that being said, as you all know, the countdown is on. It is real. Football is almost here, people. So please continue to tune in and support your schools. Let us know who you're repping. Any information you'd like to share with us about your team, please feel free to do so. And for me, that will be a good night.
Good night. See y'all next week.
And make sure you send stars to support. If you want to support the podcast, send stars or Cash App, $FNL Podcast.
And real quick before we get off of here, man, shout out our EP. Shout out Dro, who's not with us tonight. Shout out our sister Shan. Shout out Mike Thirsty, Jess, and Shakira for handling the show with me tonight. I love y'all, man. I look to see y'all next week.
And with all that being said, peace up, A-Town down.
Tune in.
This is your Friday Night Lights podcast.
Photo and entertainment in Middle Georgia sales and services.
Coke don't worry about Pepsi.
I had to go see a man about a music.
Look at here, look at here.
A-Town down.
And you better not lose.
Tune in.
Not so fast, my friend.
You better say it with your chest.
Come on now, shout it.
And you better not lose.
Hey, you better watch your mouth now.
I am a label.
Better shut your mouth.
Yes, I am. I don't mean to interrupt. Better say it with your chest. Let's get it.
And you better not lose.